Hi, today I'm here with my friend Sue in her lovely garden, and she's got so much going on in this garden. I wish you were here to see it for yourself. And Sue, I'd like to ask you, how long did it take you to get this garden to be the way it is right now?
So I guess it really depends on the real question is, first of all, it's been a lifetime of learning about gardening, and I'm still learning about gardening. But this garden right now where it is started about the end of March or early April. Many of these plants though have been here year after year. Um, the tall chives with the purple have been here for 3 years, and some of the other plants tend to be more perennial here in this zone. Okay, so a lot of plants would be perennials like in Florida year round, but here very few of them are. You'll have to replant them every year.
Yeah, the idea that we'd like to get across to you is you can do this. This doesn't take, rocket science. You can do this. Of course, hard work. You have to keep going. But the idea for someone who's just getting started, what are some recommendations you have?
Okay, so the first thing you have to do is you have to find the right location for your garden. So you need at least 6 to 8 hours of full sun for a vegetable garden. And so that's the first thing I would do is figure out a place. It could be on your balcony, if you have a little yard. Some people do it right on their front steps because that's the sunniest spot. Figure out your sunniest spot. It's usually the south, between the south and the east. So here's the south and here's the east. And so that's kind of why we're right here, why we placed our garden here. The second thing you want to do is figure out what type of container or place that you have for your garden as far as square footage. Obviously you see this is quite a large garden with a fence and stone, and it took quite a long time to build, and because my husband's a contractor was able to help me design it and put it together, we had that available. But many people could go to just a local garden supply place or even some of, whether it's Walmart, Lowe's, and they have even containers that you can fill. So, and those can be moved around. Even if you don't have a place that's super sunny all day, you could move them from one part of your yard to another part. So then once you figure that out, if you're going to garden right in your ground, you can do that. You're going to want to make sure you dig out all of the grass, you dig down about 6 inches, pull out all the weeds, and then you're going to want to fill it with a mixture of good topsoil and compost, which compost is some manure and clippings from grass, and then also it's all types of vegetables, dried eggshells, things like that that have been mixed up. And really good compost even has seaweed in it, which is very healthy for a garden. And then if you're going to be in containers, I would also recommend you add some potting soil, because topsoil compost is heavy and it can actually squish the roots of your plant. So you're going to want to mix those three things up in a container. If you garden in the ground, you're going to want to just do some topsoil and some compost, and then your plant will have enough opportunity to get down into the soil. Then you're going to want to decide what you want to eat. So it doesn't make sense for you to grow cucumbers or eggplant if you don't like them. You should grow things that you like and enjoy to eat. If you're going to grow tomatoes, which a lot of people do, I would start with a variety that would be maybe one of the small types of tomatoes, one of those ones that you just pop in your mouth, the grape tomatoes. Those are easy to grow, and they're really fun for a family because everyone enjoys picking them off the vine and eating them themselves. And then maybe add one or two other things in that container. You look for companion plants, you can find those lists online. So tomatoes, basil, and peppers all go really well together. You can put them all in the same container. Usually the tomato in the middle, because you're gonna have to stake it as it grows taller. Peppers on the side, and maybe a basil on those sides. And then if you wanted to, you could even trim it with some marigolds, which keeps a lot of bugs away. It makes the planter look really pretty.
That is really good information. If you notice, if you look around us, we have what'd you call this? The gated mesh? Was that to keep deers and
Yep, so this is like deer fencing.
deer fencing?
Because we live in the country, we have to keep the deer away. But people who live in the city or in a small area wouldn't need to have to do that. So I like to combine flowers and vegetables together, because I find that they just kind of complement each other and they really help each other. And I just kind of like the feeling of being able to walk in and kind of take a nice breath and feel like I'm in someplace special. You don't really have to do that. In the middle here I have zucchini and a plant called kohlrabi. There are some herbs like parsley and fennel, and then there's some leeks here, and for the first time this year I'm growing horseradish, and I really don't even know what I'm doing yet, but I will learn as I go. Here with the trellis, I'm using the snap peas to grow up the trellis to shade the arugula that I have planted here. All of these things I planted from seed, and I usually do that early in the spring. So now it's not early spring now, but don't lose heart, because believe it or not, once this all comes up and it gets too tall, it gets spindly, I'll pull it all out and I will reseed in August for a fall harvest. So even people who are starting now can do a fall harvest. There are a lot of garden centers that have started to put their plants on sale. So if you're looking for tomatoes or peppers or any of those things, you can easily walk in and get those at a very good price now.
Did you hear that? Now would be the time. Go out and get started. If you're looking for organic food, there's no better way than to grow it. So thank you so much, Sue. We
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate that, and I'm looking forward to hearing some good news from all of you.